Video communication has become a vital application in most large businesses and government agencies, increasing collaboration and productivity. No longer a formal conference with expensive rooms, people now connect from any location and any device. Our next guest is one of the leaders in the video conferencing industry. Ron Gaboury is CEO of Yorktel, and he's here to talk to us about where the industry stands and where it's headed. Ron, welcome.
My pleasure.
Ron, it's no surprise that video conferencing saves companies travel expenses and downtime and improves productivity. But what else can it do for a company's bottom line?
The travel expense was always the traditional return on investment, how much you can save by doing video conferencing. But the second point that you make, the productivity, comes in many forms. Productivity with respect to the visual element of communications, seeing the other side. In this day and age with many distractions and multitasking, cell phones and texting other people in the room, video conferencing brings the visual accountability into a meeting, being able to see the participants on the other side and engaging and getting the most out of the participants in the meeting. Thus, the productivity increases.
Where is video going for enterprises in the next year?
It's mobility and software-based applications, and it's the cloud. Getting mobile phones, iPads connected to large room systems that traditionally were the only thing that you can get video conferencing on. The mobility, right? So anywhere, anytime, connecting with anybody on any network, and that's where the cloud comes in.
Why are companies facing so many challenges implementing this technology?
Well, it is complex. There's a lot of different protocols, a lot of different pieces of equipment, a lot of different ways companies are communicating with video conferencing, and trying to get one company to talk to the next is not a simple task. So there's a lot of moving parts with respect to traditional video conferencing, and then when you introduce what's happening here with many other players and the mobility element of what IT groups and organizations are trying to accomplish, it is probably one of the more complex forms of communication right now that we have. So yes, there are companies that see a challenge in it, but there are also the companies that have cracked the code reaping the benefits.
That's right. Now, does the typical company have people to manage all that? Isn't that usually the IT department?
Most organizations have dedicated staff, but depending upon how they're using video and the investment that they've made elsewhere, most Fortune 500 companies supplement those resources with some outside sources like a Yorktel to be able to pull the best practices of the industry. So they will partner with an organization that has a really good roadmap, unified communications, and how things are going to be all pulled together and it's going to work for them. They have a staff, but sometimes that's managing in a vacuum, and to have outside sources to help bring it to the next level and getting the most out of their existing and future investments is really where it's at, and that's through partnering with an outside company.
Well, Ron, this has been very eye-opening. Thanks for coming on the program today.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Our guest has been Ron Gaboury. There's more information about Yorktel at yorktel.com.